Have you ever worked really hard on something? Maybe a project at work, a relationship, or a personal goal, and then felt completely crushed when it didn't turn out the way you wanted? Like, you put your heart and soul into it. You lost sleep. You stressed about it constantly. And then, nothing. Or worse, the complete opposite of what you hoped for happened. Here's what I used to do. I'd either give up completely, like, what's the point? Or I'd become paralyzed, too scared to try anything, because what if it failed again? Sound familiar? Well, what if I told you there's a 50-year-old piece of wisdom that completely changed how I approach everything in life? It's from an ancient text, and it basically says this: you have power over your actions, but not over the results. So act, without being attached to what happens next. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, easier said than done, stick with me, because I'm going to break down exactly what this means, and give you 3 simple ways to actually live this way. And trust me, once you get this, you'll never feel that crushing disappointment again. You'll still care about what you're doing, but you won't be a prisoner to the outcome. O problem explanation. So let's talk about why we get so attached to results in the first place. Picture your brain like a really anxious movie director. It's constantly trying to control every scene, every actor, every camera angle. It thinks, if I can just plan perfectly and work hard enough, I can guarantee the movie turns out exactly as imagined. But here's the problem. Life isn't a movie set. There are a million variables you can't control. Other people, timing, circumstances, even your own energy levels on any given day. Anyone else relate to this? You make these detailed plans. You put in the work. And then, life throws you a curveball. Most of us have been taught that caring about results is what makes us successful. We think, if I don't obsess over outcomes, I'll become lazy or unmotivated. So we grip tighter and tighter, trying to force things to happen. But here's what actually happens when we're attached to specific results. We split our attention. Part of us is focused on the now, but another part is constantly worried about the future. That makes us less effective, not more. We become afraid to take risks, because we can't guarantee they'll work out. So we play it safe and miss opportunities. And when things don't go our way, we take it personally. We think it means something about us as a person. The crazy part? This attachment to results. It doesn't actually help us get better results. It just makes us miserable along the way. So, what's the alternative? How do we care about what we're doing without being a slave to what happens next? As step 1, focus on your process, not your outcome. Here's the first shift. Instead of asking, will this work? Start asking, am I doing my best work right now? Let me give you a real example. Say you're trying to get in shape. The old way? Obsess over the scale. Check it every day. Feel defeated when it doesn't move fast enough. The new way? Focus on your daily actions. Did you eat nutritious food today? Did you move your body? Did you get enough sleep? These are things you can actually control. I know someone who stopped weighing herself entirely for 3 months. She just focused on showing up to the gym and eating well. Guess what? She lost more weight than ever before, because she wasn't constantly discouraged by daily fluctuations. Try this right now while you're watching. Think of something you're working toward. Instead of thinking about the end result, ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today that moves me in the right direction? Write it down if you want. Just make sure it's something completely within your control. When you focus on your process instead of outcomes, something magical happens. You actually get better results, because you're putting all your energy into what matters, your effort and attention, right now. As step 2, hold your goals lightly. This doesn't mean you stop having goals. It means you hold them like you're holding a bird. Firm enough so it doesn't fly away, but gentle enough so you don't crush it. Here's how this looks in practice. You can still want things. You can still make plans. But you stay open to the possibility that life might have something even better in store for you. I had a friend who was devastated when she didn't get her dream job. She felt like a complete failure. But 2 months later, she found an even better position. One she never would have applied for if she'd gotten that first job. The goal guided her actions. But her attachment to that specific outcome, it would have limited her possibilities. Here's a simple practice. When you set a goal, add this phrase to the end. Or something even better. I want to find a loving relationship, or something even better. I want to start my own business, or something even better. This keeps you moving toward what you want, while staying open to unexpected possibilities. Are you with me so far? This might feel weird at first, and that's totally normal. We've been taught to grip our goals tightly, but there's so much freedom in loosening that grip. Step 3. Separate your worth from your results. This is the big one. Most of our attachment to results comes from thinking that outcomes determine our value as people. If I succeed, I'm worthy. If I fail, I'm not. But here's the truth. Your worth has nothing to do with your results. You're valuable because you exist, not because of what you achieve. Think about someone you love, maybe a family member or a close friend. Do you love them because of their accomplishments? Or do you love them just because they're them? That's how you need to start relating to yourself. Here's a practice that changed everything for me. After any result, good or bad, I say this to myself. This outcome doesn't define me. I am valuable regardless of what happens. Try it right now. Think of something that didn't go your way recently. Maybe you didn't get a promotion, or a relationship ended, or a project fell through. Now say, this outcome doesn't define me. I am valuable regardless of what happens. How does that feel? Different, right? When you separate your identity from your results, you become unstoppable. Not because you don't care, but because you're no longer paralyzed by the fear of failure. You can take bigger risks, because your self-worth isn't on the line. You can handle disappointments better, because they don't feel like personal attacks. And here's the beautiful irony. When you stop needing specific results to feel good about yourself, you actually become more effective at creating positive results. The most successful people I know have this quality. They care deeply about their work, but they don't need external validation to know they're doing something meaningful. Listen, if this feels overwhelming, that's okay. You're not broken for being attached to results. We all are. It's how we've been taught to operate in this world. But the fact that you're here, watching this video, shows that you're ready to try a different way. And that takes courage. You don't have to master this overnight. I've been practicing this for years, and I still catch myself gripping too tightly sometimes. The difference is, now I notice it happening, and I can choose to let go. Every time you choose your process over your outcome, you're building a new muscle. Every time you hold a goal lightly, instead of desperately, you're creating more freedom in your life. You already have everything you need inside you to live this way. You just need to remember it. Think about a time when you were completely absorbed in something you loved doing. Maybe playing music, cooking, or having a deep conversation with someone. In those moments, you weren't thinking about results. You were just present. That's the feeling we're trying to cultivate more often. That sense of being fully here, fully engaged, without needing anything to be different than it is. Trust the process. Trust yourself. You've got this. If this video helped shift your perspective, even a little bit, hit that like button. It tells me this kind of content is valuable to you. And here's what I want you to do right now. In the comments below, share one thing you're going to focus on in your process, instead of worrying about the outcome. It could be anything. Showing up to write every day instead of worrying about getting published? Or focusing on being a good friend instead of needing people to like you? When you share it, you're not just helping me understand what resonates with you, you're also making a commitment to yourself. And you might inspire someone else who's struggling with the same thing. If you want more videos about finding peace in the middle of life's chaos, make sure to subscribe. I share new insights every week about how ancient wisdom can transform your daily life. Thanks for spending these few minutes with me. I'll see you in the next one.